Dr. Twaddle, thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
You were president of the Academy in 2002?
2002 to 2003.
Tell us a little bit about that year, the challenges you faced.
You know, I think of my presidency as a series of years, actually, truthfully.
Yeah.
I think it's a commitment of 3 years.
Yeah.
It's the president-elect, which is formative and very busy. And I had the distinct honor of being on the remedial track and doing that for 18 months because they changed the election date. So that was, but that was very good. And it prepared me for that year of leadership. The presidency year, I think the thing I'm so mindful of is it's not for one person that anything is accomplished. You know, I'm privileged, very privileged to be around the table and to see the gelling, the culmination of many people's passion during that time. And I was reflecting on some of the things that came to fruition during that time. The Consensus Project, which I had been working on, been part of that writing group for 4 years. The consortium with HPNA and NHPCO that had its first meeting when I was president. I'll never forget that. I went out and had a Guinness with Dick Muir to celebrate. And just seeing these things come together was really exciting, and being privileged to be the person who was in a sense leading, but also I think encouraging. It's really how I saw my role.
Well, you've seen some things happen since. From your perspective, sort of where's the Academy? What are its strengths, and what are its challenges ahead?
The Academy has moved from childhood and adolescence into, I think, a young adulthood type of transition. It has deepened its breadth, its depth. Some of the same wonderful creative tensions continue to exist. And I really think that's what will always be there, is that we all are professionals in hospice and palliative medicine, and the way we express our work varies, which is what makes us so dynamic, so exciting.
Yeah.
And the challenge of the Academy will always be for each of us to find home here. We recognize in each other that identity. People say this is the only place that I don't have to explain who I am and why I do what I do.
Yeah.
There's that resonance. But at the same time, we need that place where our unique creative expression might find a voice.
Yeah.
And so I think really the role of the board is to keep its ears listening all the time. What are the needs of the membership? And I think the Academy is doing a phenomenal job with that. I really do.
Good. Challenges ahead?
Challenges will be, of course, in healthcare reform. We are a very popular entity, and we already face workforce challenges that have truly, I think, caused despair for some. There is burnout, there is compassion fatigue, there is change fatigue in many of our members. So really the greatest challenges will be working together to find creative solutions, not thinking that we can do the same thing anymore, being willing to evolve beyond a consult model to drive generalist palliative medicine. The birth of the certified hospice medical director, the really recognition of that role, I think is going to be a big step forward, but really getting hospice programs across the country to commit, to say, we're going to have a certified hospice medical director. Our medical director is going to demonstrate these competencies. I think those are the ongoing challenges, not new, just a revisiting of challenges we've seen before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, our leaders coming down the pipeline are going to need quite a skill set. What qualities do you see them needing?
That's a very good question. Leadership is something that we have often learned by experience, and I think that the demands right now are that we need leaders soon. And so we need people to demonstrate leadership, to pursue leadership mentoring, to learn the art of leadership as well as just the service. And I think being able to maintain their passion and vision and drive towards what they believe is right, but keep open to what might need to be different than they expected is really the greatest challenge. It's a challenge of any leader, and I think particularly for our field, since things are happening so quickly, and change is at the door, and demand is greater perhaps than we can answer, innovation, openness, collaboration are key.
You speak as if from experience.
I definitely speak from experience.
Anything else you want to share?
Let me think. Anything else you think I should touch on?
What's the Academy sort of meant to you personally?
The Academy, there are so many dimensions of this organization for me. As a young physician just finding this field, my very first meeting, I found my tribe. I found people who were motivated by what motivates me, who were excited about what I was excited about, and I felt home and community in a powerful way. It became also an oasis. So in the early years when nobody knew what in heaven's name we were doing, and I was Martha Morphine, they didn't understand. It was a place to console one another and to reinvigorate and to gird our loins perhaps, to go forth and be empowered in the work. And as my career evolved, it always is a place that fills me. To come together with my community rejuvenates me at levels, so many different dimensions, affirms, empowers, excites, inspires, everything. So I just think this is the most remarkable organization. I'm deeply grateful for it.
Well, we're deeply grateful for your continuing leadership.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.